Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. In this video, I'm going to share with you a story of an XRP holder who didn't pull profit from XRP the last time it ran. XRP price got to a point where, for this individual, he had enough XRP that it was life-changing, and he just didn't sell. And he's been public about this, and that's why I want to highlight this on my channel. And I want to be very clear at the outset, though. People should not, I'll be upset if people do, people should not make fun of this XRP holder. This is somebody who is coming from a place of just being humble and trying to genuinely help people by sharing his story so that other people don't make the same mistake. This is to be applauded. And if anybody is just rips on this guy or does any name calling, as some people do because it is the internet, I'll just be disgusted and I'll have no respect for those types of people, because this person is going out of his way to be humble publicly so that people listening will be less likely to make that error. That is respectable, just to be very clear. So I'm going to use this story to hopefully help some people, hopefully get your minds right. And also, I think it'll be a good way for me to explain why my strategy when it comes to selling XRP one day is what it is. I put a lot of thought into this. I've been holding XRP, this November will be 6 years, actually. I've never sold a single XRP, but I intend to. I'm going to sell, once it runs, if it goes to where I think and hope it will, I'm going to sell the vast majority of my XRP or all of it. And that doesn't mean, by the way, just to be clear, and I'll get into this, but it doesn't mean I think that XRP won't go higher. It's just a personal decision, what would be in my best interest at that particular moment in time. But before going further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. Now, the story I'm about to share with you is not the first of its kind that I've seen. In fact, after jumping into crypto in late 2017, there was somebody that I was following who still is in the XRP community, I guess. I just don't really see any posts from the guy very much anymore. But I remember in 2018, he was doing something similar to what I'm just about to share with you. He had a story where he's like, yeah, I didn't take the profit. I was getting greedy. It was worth a lot. It was meaningful to me. Would have been life-changing. And then it didn't really take much of anything. And he shared screen grabs where his XRP, and it was worth something like north of $650,000. And he stated, if memory serves, that maybe he ended up selling and got about $100,000 out of it. So still something. But $650,000 for him, I remember it stood out to me. It's one of the things that's ingrained in my mind. I'll never forget it. I was like, oh yeah, well, I don't want that to happen to me, you know. But he regretted that for not selling, and that's why it's just like people have trouble not selling when, you know, people are, when you see panic and there's blood in the streets and everybody's panic selling. It's difficult for people to not panic sell. And then on the flip side, when you get to that euphoric stage, it's hard for people to sell because, like, but what if it goes higher? And you just don't want to feel like a fool. Which is why it's better to have a plan, or pretty close to a plan, at least close to a solid plan in place for when it does start running, which is basically what I have. I haven't 100% set it down because when it comes to crypto, things are dynamic, and I want to be able to consider what's happening in the moment, but I have a pretty good idea of what I'm going to do when we get to this point. But here you have XRP community member Lex XRP $27, and he shared this screen grab showing his portfolio. And this is, I think he said April 13th, 2021. His portfolio, he took the screen grab. It was worth over $950,000, and $887,000 of that, in terms of dollars, came from XRP. And it looks like at the time XRP was $1.87. So this guy, he's got a lot of XRP. He's got 475,000 XRP. At the time he did anyway. That's a lot. I think for most people would probably say, yeah, that's life-changing. So here's what he tweeted out the other day. April 13th, 2021, I didn't pull any profit. I wish I did. My ego, my greed, I didn't stick to my plan. The friends I had, and he used quotes for the word friends, the friends I had in my circle were bad influences. I didn't listen to my wife. I didn't follow my gut. Here I am with only a screenshot to remember. Don't be me. Stick to you, me plan. You know what he means there. Don't be, he means don't be me, stick to your plan. Follow your gut. As the blockchain backer says, check your emotional log. I quit my job. Yeah, this is getting a little bit ahead. But he says, I quit my job with only paper gains. I had no income, just hype from charts and tweets. Then reality hit, XRP started to go down. I had to sell to fund a fake lifestyle I created for myself. Yeah, so this... Should you get to a point where you have on paper life-changing wealth, hold off on quitting the job, stuff like that. And also, even if you do sell, depending on the region that you're in, there could be tremendous tax implications. So you're going to need to get a professional to help you on that. I can't help you on that front either. It varies too much all over the globe. And then in the United States, how long have you held it? That's a factor when it comes to capital gains tax. So before you go spendy, even if you get the life-changing wealth, make sure you know what the tax implications are, or else you could find yourself in a world of hurt. And then he also says, now that XRP has clarity, if something like this happens to you, remember me. Remember, I effed up so you don't have to. Learn from my mistakes. And so, folks, this is why I've said so many times on my channel over the years that I have arranged roughly for where I'm going to sell the bulk of my XRP, if not all of it. All right? And if XRP runs way higher than where I sold it, I will not beat myself up. I will not care. I'm sticking to my plan. I don't care if XRP does a 2x, 3x, 4x, 5x, you name it. I don't care if it goes that much higher that run compared to where I sold it. I don't care. Because there's no way I could know it. And being upset reflectively, just looking at hindsight and being upset should that occur, is illogical. It is irrational. It's as irrational as being upset that I didn't pick the winning lottery numbers if I were to play the lottery. And I don't play the lottery because it's the idiot tax. So I don't play that. When I was younger, I did. But it's the same as not having the winning lottery numbers. You're going to be mad at yourself for not picking the right numbers? No. You don't know where XRP's top is when it runs, so just make sure you get what is sufficient to you so that you get to something. And so I've said many times that I have purchased more XRP than most people. I spent a lot of money so that if it starts running, I can sell sooner than most would be willing to. So I'm taking way more risk up front so that I can exit sooner. That's my plan. And I've said publicly that I'm probably going to sell most of my XRP when it hits $5 to $7, maybe upwards of $8. We'll see. Maybe I'll save a little bit for upwards of $8. Or maybe a tiny percent above that just in case. But I'll tell you, I'm mostly going to be out of my position if that happens. And so some people look at that and they scoff. In fact, there was some guy on Twitter, now known as X, who retweeted me, and I wasn't even talking about this topic, but this guy just wanted to be snarky, so he retweeted something from me, and then he wrote something to the effect of, this guy said he's going to sell his XRP at $5. That's all we need to know about this guy. Shut the hell up, you little snarky bitch. Don't give me that attitude. Don't sass me, boy. Because we all have different strategies, different goals, and we all have different quantities of XRP, taking different amounts of risks, which will obviously necessitate exiting at different times. And I'm not saying that I have more or less XRP than the individual Lex XRP here that had, at the time anyway, 475,000 XRP. I'm not saying I have more or less. My goal could be much lower or much higher than his. I'm not saying. I don't want to say what that is. But because I'm factoring in the rest of my XRP holdings, the rest of my net worth, considering how much money I'm making even now. And so I want to get what I want to get out of XRP. And so for me to get that, if I sell the vast majority of it, if I scale out between $5 to $7 as it's rising, and it'll go up and down, it's not going to go up in a straight line, I'll get what I want out of it. And then so for some snarky little bitch to just be rude like that, I'm just like, my God. Because he was making it out as though there's some sort of virtue. I won't respond to that. Whoa, Siri, shut the hell up. Oh my God. What? I don't know what I said that picked up Siri, but Siri just started talking to me. Shut the hell up. Speak when spoken to. I did not speak to you. What was I even saying? Oh, right. Yeah. So the snarky little guy here. He was speaking as though it's virtuous to hold on to your XRP above those price levels. Well, let me explain to you quite simply why this doesn't make sense for me. yesterday in a video, I was talking about percentage gains and what it would be if a particular analyst is correct and XRP goes to $25. And I don't know if that's going to happen, but there's an analyst that was thinking, yeah, it's probably going to go 25 to $30. So on the lower end, 25. XRP 71 cents now. So to go from 71 cents to $25, that is an increase of 3,421%. Woo, woo, doggy. That's a lot. Now, I think most of us would agree. That's not an unreasonable point to sell, right? 3,421%? Even if it were a little bit of a lower percentage than that, wouldn't you agree that that's probably a good place to sell? Wouldn't you? I mean, I'm not telling you to buy or not buy or when to sell or not sell. I'm just asking your opinion because to me, that personally, just for myself, I'm sitting there thinking, that looks pretty good. $25. Now, I would have to go to $25 though. So here's the thing though. I have an average buy price of XRP at 25 cents, roughly. And that's through keeping mental tabs over time. I didn't technically get down and crunch it, but I know that's about right. My average buy price for XRP is about 25 cents. So if I held it to $25, that's a 9,900% increase. Son, I don't need an almost 10,000% increase for it to be life-changing for me. Why am I going to hold it to $25? In fact, if you look, let's say I sold it all at $8. For me, since my average buy price is 25 cents, that's a 3,100% increase for me. Why would I not take the risk off the table? And so then to see the snarky guy, oh, this is all we need to know about that moon landing. Like, what a joke! Because I'm only getting over 3,000% increase from that. I'm telling you, for me, that's life changing. And I'm not saying I have more or less XRP than Lex, who had at the time again 475,000 XRP. My goals aren't the same as his. You know, so I know that I have more XRP than most people just because the XRP ledger is public. I'm not going to say how much I hold ever. But there are people listening that do have more than me, and good for you. It doesn't matter. Like we all have our own individual goals, our own expectations and hopes and all that. So, you know, the story here is like, and look, I am going to execute this. So when I do this, there's still going to be some snarky people out there saying stuff like, oh my God, I can't believe you sold. And then they'll be laughing as it goes higher. I'm like, are you kidding me? If this happens, I'll be like, I just made over 3,000% gains. Maybe you have to hold the $25 to get the same percentage increase, to get the same life-changing wealth. I don't, because I took on substantial risks that I don't have to. And also my goals are different than yours. Maybe I have more XRP than you. Maybe I have less. So what? But it's laughable to think that only 31% 100 gains is unreasonable. There's no virtue in holding on beyond that. Don't listen to anybody that says otherwise. So you do whatever the hell you want here. But I'm just telling you, because look, we could be on the cusp of XRP running at any given moment. Because look, if Bitcoin really does take off, as some analysts think, and XRP really does follow, now that it's unshackled and it can really run, it's going to catch some people off guard. I don't know when it's going to happen, and maybe it takes longer. Maybe it takes a year or two. I hope not. But if it does, I'll still be here. I'm just saying, when it happens, there's going to be something telling you, oh God, I don't know if I should sell. Oh God, what if it goes way, way, way higher? So what? You need to make peace with that right now and have a plan in place. Decide what's best for you. I can't tell you what's best for you. It's not financial advice. I'm not going to tell you what's best for you. I'm just encouraging you to determine, speak to your financial advisor to find out what is best for you. Set a plan, but then stick to it. Because again, and this is absolutely not to rag on XRP, I very much value the fact that he's being humble and making himself an example, because I think this will help people. But don't do what he did. He had life-changing wealth, and he knew it, and he didn't make it real by selling. He didn't make it real. It just went away. It vanished, slipped through the fingers. So I wish him the best in the future, and there's still tons of opportunity. I mean, crypto still, I believe anyway. I'm just saying, when it gets to those levels, just execute the plan. That's what I'm going to do for myself. I'll just say that. I have a rough idea. And the only reason it's not 100% cemented is because things are dynamic. There could be something in the moment that could make me feel a little bit differently for one reason or another. So I leave that open. But other than that, no. I mean, the rest of it's cemented, like the general concept, and I will be executing it. Best believe that, son. So That's where it's at. I just want to share with you the story. I want to share with you some thoughts, especially if that's little snarky guy. I'm just like, it's just laughable. Like, only 3,100%. Okay. And you know, I even bought, and it was only once. I got one purchase of XRP at 15 cents. You know, so that XRP here, let's see if it goes to $8. And the XRP I bought at 15 cents, that's a 5,233% increase for that specific XRP. But there's somehow some sort of virtue in just holding longer. You're not a real XRP holder. You'll be selling it $5, $6, $7. Oh, come on, give me a break. Give me a break. So anyway, let me know what you think. I think it's an interesting topic of discussion. And whatever your exit is, for some people, a small percentage, it's going to be lower than mine. And for a lot of you, it's going to be higher. And whatever it is, that's fine. Just decide what's right for you. But I'll just say this. For me, look, I've already waited almost 6 years. So when it finally does go, and hopefully it's sooner than later, but whether it's a few months or a year or two from now, whatever it is, when it finally goes, I don't know how high it's going to go. I don't know how XRP will go. What if we're disappointed and what if the top is $8 and people are counting on $10? I'm just saying, I've already waited almost 6 years to this point. I have no intention of making this mistake, holding on to XRP too long, only to have to wait another 5, 6, 7, 8 years after that for it to hit another new all-time high. Because and I don't know for sure if that's going to happen, but what if it does? What if we have to wait another 5, 6, 7, 8 years? No, I'm taking the risk off the table, period. That is what I'm doing. And it doesn't mean I no longer like XRP. It doesn't mean I don't think it's going to be viable long-term. To the contrary, that'll have nothing to do with whether or not I think it's viable long-term. It's for me personally taking the risk off the table. And then after XRP craters back down, as everything does after you see bubbles form and then pop, after it craters back down, what I'll do, in all likelihood, virtual certainty, is I'll start dollar cost averaging back into XRP. And I'll never again hold the quantity that I did, but the price is going to be a lot higher, so that makes sense, and I want to make sure I got my profit. Okay. But I'll still be back in it. I'm still going to be running this Moon Lambo channel with a silly-ass name. It's not like my interest in this is going to suddenly go away. I'm going to keep tracking all this and go for another cycle. But I want to make sure I take the profit when it comes, period. So just keep that in mind, because, again, when it comes to investing, we are our own worst enemies, but I am very good at this type of stuff. I have the mental fortitude. The emotions don't get to me. They did early on in investing in crypto because it's so volatile, but I got used to it. And then I at some point, for some reason, something just like did snap for me. It's in August of 2018. I remember the moment, actually. And then at that point, the logic just was able to override all of the emotions. I don't know exactly why it happened for me, but it just did. I got to that moment where I was like, yeah, dude, logic, data, probability. Like it just worked for me. So when it comes to selling, that I'm not going to have trouble selling. I am, even if those feelings I'll say this, even if the feelings start to seep in, and that is possible, I will execute still. I know I will. I know this about me. I have zero doubt about this. Even if I start to feel that way, I'm like, no, Matt, that's stupid. Don't feel that. Use logic. I'm very good at applying logic in life. I just am. So just take it for what it's worth. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the Moon Lambo.